Okay, so one of the biggest criticisms of the MCU post Endgame has been the use of the Incredible Hulk. And Mark Ruffalo, as we look around the rumor mill, people have been asking and clamoring for the return of the badass Hulk. Anyone that watched She-Hulk, now not a great show, but basically we know it set up some stuff, and we'll look more into that. We'll talk about that as we go along. But Christian, do you have any inspiration of confidence that the Hulk will get his balls back in Phase 5?
I don't know, man. It's Marvel. At this point, Marvel's gonna do whatever they want. I hope they find it in their heart to redeem Ruffalo because, dude, I mean, it's the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk has gone through so much with the Avengers already. He's like they've saved the world. Now he's Professor Hulk. He's lost his love, which is Black Widow. Like
Yeah.
dude, there has to be a redemption somewhere, man. There has to be.
You know, apparently there was a deleted scene in Endgame where the Hulk actually beat the shit out of Thanos, and I feel like that's a problem, right? The Hulk never really got his redemption. Like, he got his ass kicked in Infinity War, and that was the last time that we actually saw the Hulk being a badass, really. I mean, I guess in Endgame, you know, he had the big thing with the Infinity Gauntlet, and that was his claim to fame in that movie. But other than that, like, it's been the Smart Hulk, which I'm not against the Smart Hulk. I've seen them do some really cool stuff, like in the video games and the comics with this character called the Maestro, and I thought that might be a direction they might go with the Hulk. But as it goes on, like, and you know, again, talking about the rumor mill, World War Hulk has been something that's getting discussed. And, you know, fun fact, Marvel and Disney actually has the rights back to the Incredible Hulk. That happened this June. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, what's next? Are they going to officially, finally have their first Incredible Hulk movie in the MCU? Like, well, in the MCU, like, since getting the rights back, you know? Like, I wonder what they're going to do with that property now that they have their hands on it.
Yeah, because we haven't had a Hulk movie since the Incredible Hulk, which was the Edward Norton one. Which, you know, Marvel, they don't talk about Edward Norton anymore. But I do think he's due out for his own solo movie. The Hulk is a great character. Mark Ruffalo is a great actor. Like, he is due out for his own solo, and World War Hulk would be a really really awesome story to tackle. I just hope they do it right.
Now, you know why I think that we're going to get that movie is because they introduced Adam Warlock recently in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And from my understanding in the comics is that in World War Hulk, the Hulk and Adam Warlock just have a all-out super-powered beatdown of a brawl. And now you can do that scene. I don't know if you do that explicitly in a movie titled The World War Hulk or whatever they want to end up calling it. But I think that's a possibility. So we know that they're going to have the Red Hulk coming soon in a series played by Harrison Ford, if I'm not mistaken, ever since the passing of the previous actor who played Thunderbolt Ross. Obviously, we do have She-Hulk. We did get in She-Hulk the introduction of apparently the Hulk's son. So we have a whole Hulk team that's developing now. So if they want to explore that now, essentially you have the Hulks. And again, I kind of wonder if, like, the Savage Hulk is still buried somewhere deep in Smart Hulk and Mark Ruffalo's character. I feel like it has to. Like, it's like a angry gene, right? Something has to still make him angry at this point. Maybe it's just the reviews of the last few Marvel movies will eventually get Mark Ruffalo angry enough to Hulk out.
Yeah, for real, dude. But you did bring up Adam Warlock. This would be a really good opportunity for the Adam Warlock character to be developed because, like, Guardians 3 was really good film, but I felt that they forgot that Adam Warlock was supposed to be in it. Like, you can tell that they wrote all these cool things down. James Gunn was getting his groove on with Guardians. He's like, I'm gonna make this the best one. And then he looks back and he's like, oh, I forgot that we introduced Adam Warlock at the end of Guardians 2. So I think right now would be a really good time to flesh out Adam Warlock's character, especially with how epic he is in the actual Marvel comic lore. So him having a beatdown with the Hulk, dude, that sounds awesome to me. And I would be really stoked to see that.
Well, I mean, Adam Warlock is essentially Marvel's answer to Superman. He's just as strong and powerful as, like, Superman is in theory to the DC universe. So you do need someone of that ilk to be able to stand up to the incredible force that is the Hulk. A force that just as he gets angrier, he just gets more powerful. So again, I kind of like wonder what's gonna be like that thing that inspires the anger again in the Hulk. I like who is that like death? Like maybe they set it up with like a unexpected death or something like that. Maybe someone close to Mark Ruffalo. And at this point, who do we think is close to Mark Ruffalo? Really, it's just She-Hulk or even his son. Like if something happened to either one of those two, maybe that's the basis for them to move forward. I don't know if they bring back the Betty Ross character, have her die or something like that, and that's kind of like what makes World War Hulk a thing. Because obviously with, the events of Thor Ragnarok and everything, they kind of already worked in like the Planet Hulk storyline, so they don't really have necessarily that to pull from anymore. Whereas like thinking ahead, like what would inspire this kind of emotion to come out that we haven't seen this kind of emotion in almost 10 years from the Incredible Hulk. Hell, even he looks smaller in the last few movies and shows too. Like he looks smaller than the 2000s Edward Norton Hulk. Are we going to get variants? I've heard some people mention, are we going to get some variants of the Hulk? The Edward Norton, Bana, whatever Hulks. Do we see any of those? I think we got Lou Ferrigno as a cameo once in the MCU, did we not?
Yeah, it was Incredible Hulk. You know what? What could bring out the Hulk is the death of Lou Ferrigno.
Man, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Him and Ant-Man were starting to get close. Maybe they can redeem themselves for Ant-Man Quantumania and, I don't know, actually kill Ant-Man or something. Again, maybe the MCU, it's not the Hulk needs his balls, it's the MCU needs some balls. I mean, come on. Like, you're going to introduce this badass character and Kang the Conqueror, and he's going to get bodied by Ant-Man. No offense to Ant-Man. Paul Rudd, I love the character, I love the actor and everything like that, but the entire time I was watching Ant-Man Quantumania, I'm like, someone needs to die. Someone needs to make sure that Kang the Conqueror actually comes across as, I don't know, a conqueror. I didn't feel that kind of inspiration with that movie and that villain, especially coming off Thanos. I mean, the MCU also has a villain problem. If I can't buy into Kang like I bought into Thanos, then what are we even doing as a universe?
Yeah, exactly. And it tells you something that I think we're gonna see a better Kang in Loki than Ant-Man at this point, because Loki season 2 is really hyping up like Kang the Conqueror. Well, a variant of Kang the Conqueror, which looks pretty promising. But yeah, the MCU needs to they need to redeem the Hulk. He's too good of a character, and he's a classic Avengers character. They just can't let that character just wash by anymore.
It's kind of like what we were saying about Thor, right? Thor 5 is like you have these original Avengers, don't waste them. Like, use them while you got them. You can keep using Mark Ruffalo till the end of time. You could keep using him for like 3 more phases. It's just if you're going to use him, can we get the right version? The one that like fans are clamoring for? Because I don't know how many people are truly fans of this version of the Hulk. Like, how many people that are currently watching the MCU now look at this version of the Hulk and they're like, oh yeah, this guy needs more screen time? I just don't think that audience exists. You know who draw eyeballs to the movie screen? The badass Hulk. The Hulk that went toe-to-toe with Iron Man in Avengers 2. That crazy, crazed animal that just has bloodlust in his eyes. That Hulk, I think that's the type of guy that audiences want whenever they go to it, and certainly whenever they see a Hulk movie. And maybe that's also part of the problem why they don't want to do a Hulk movie also, right? They're kind of scared. They're scared that maybe people won't be able to follow this movie in the same way, because let's be honest too about the other 2 Hulk movies, right? The Hulk solo films. The original one that came out 2003 or whatever, wasn't good.
Give me the M2. So long, big boy.
At least I didn't think it was that good. There's a lot of people who are apologetic towards it now, and think it's good. Like, it's artsy, it's soulful, it tells the personality of the character. The Edward Norton Hulk, it had its fun moments. You know, it kind of pokes some fun at like some stuff in comic book lore, like the stretchy purple shorts and whatnot. Edward Norton's a great actor. It's a shame that that couldn't work out because Edward Norton is an asshole. But you know, like, it was still like an average movie in the grand scheme of everything we've seen from the MCU to this point. Like, the Incredible Hulk is a footnote in the MCU lore. I think most people even forget about it. And I think part of the problem why people forget about it is because Edward Norton's gone, Mark Ruffalo's in. It would have been the same thing as if we had Terrence Howard coming in as, you know, the Iron Patriot or whatever. War Machine. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I forgot about Terrence Howard.
So did Kevin Feige.
So if they were to do a World War Hulk and they wanted to have Betsy Ross in it, they would definitely have to recast. Because yeah, like I think a lot of people already forgot that Liv Tyler was in the Incredible Hulk. So they definitely have to recast her. But
Well,
that's even if they include her, though.
Would they? I mean, you know, there's a bunch of like sweaty nerds that would get excited for the fact that they brought back the original actress.
Yeah, no, they would, but I feel like just the Incredible Hulk has been it was done so long ago that I
Yeah,
think a lot of
well,
people
I
have
mean,
already
they brought
forgotten.
back Thunderbolt Ross though.
Yeah, they did. They did bring back William Hurt, which was pretty surprising. 'Cause-
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. William Hurt. Yeah, that was surprising. You know what? They
So-
could.
Yeah, they can make it work. In fact, again, too, and I think this is, again, another criticism of going back to that movie is they even set up stuff that was supposed to happen, like Incredible Hulk villains, and they never used them. Like the guy that got a little bit of Incredible Hulk, I guess, juice, blood, whatever, in his skull.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he got the it was his blood mixed in with the radiation, right? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Abomination come back, and Abomination got turned into an abomination in the She-Hulk show. So,
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if there's even a redemption arc for Abomination while we're at it, too. But, you know, okay, well, I think I'm excited at the possibility of a new Incredible Hulk. I think now that Marvel does have the rights back, I mean, use them. If you don't use them, you lose them, right? Like, come on. Like, let's come out, let's put out something out there, something the fans could get excited about. Speaking to the fans, what would get you excited about the next phase of the MCU with the Incredible Hulk included in it? We'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to our channel. From Juju and Christian, stay safe, happy, and healthy. We'll see you next time.